If you read this book, your understanding level will change completely. If you read this book completely, then I promise you that there are some secrets in this book that can completely change your life. Hello friends, I am Dr. P. K. Paul. Welcome to my channel. Let's think about life differently and change it. So friends, the book I will read today is called The Secret. Before starting today's video, I inform you that the link of other chapters of this book will be given a description. You can view them from there. So let's begin. The Secret of Wealth. Whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. W. Clement Stone, 1902-2002. Jack Canfield. Mysteries were really transformative for me, because my father was very radical. He believed that only rich people earn money by cheating people. So I grew up with different ideas about money. Like if you have money it makes you bad. Bad people have money and money is not a fruit on the tree. What do you think of me, Rockefeller? It was one of his favorite sayings. As a result, I grew up believing that life is hard. My life changed completely after meeting W. Clement Stone. When I was working with him he told me, I want you to set a very big goal, because the day you get it, it will blow your mind. You will realize that you got it because of what I taught you. At that time I was earning $8,000 a year. So I said, I want to make $100,000 a year. I'll act like it's real and I'll send it out into the universe. So I did. One thing Stone taught me was to close my eyes and visualize the goal as if I already had it. I stuck a $100,000 check to the ceiling. I would wake up in the morning and look at it, reminding me that this is the object of my desire. After that, I closed my eyes and saw in my mind's eye that I had a lifestyle like earning $100,000. Interestingly, nothing happened for 30 days. I didn't get any new leads either, and no one else gave me any extra money. About 4 weeks later I had an idea about $100,000. Just popped into my head. I wrote a book. I said, if I can sell 4,000 copies of this book for $25,000 each, that's $100,000. The book was there, but I never had this idea. Part of the secret is, when you have an inspired idea, you have to believe in it and act on it. I didn't know how I was going to sell 4,000 copies. Then I met the National Enquirer at the supermarket. I've seen it a million times. It never came up but suddenly it came up to me now. I thought, if readers know about my book, 4,000 people will buy it. About 6 weeks later I gave a lecture at Hunter College in New York to 600 teachers. A woman came up to me and said, very well said. I want to interview you. Put my card. He is a freelance writer who sells his books to the National Enquirer. The theme of The Twilight Zone started playing around in my head. Wow, here it is. The article was published and our book sales began to increase. What I mean is that I started attracting different kinds of events into my life this time, including people. To make a long story short, I didn't make $100,000 that year. We earned $92,327. But do you think we were disappointed and said, this doesn't work? No. We said, that's wonderful. My wife was telling me, if this 100 works for 1,000, do you think it will work for 1,000,000? I replied, I don't know. But I think so. Let's try. My publisher gave me my first royalty check for my book Chicken Soup for the Soul. He smiled as he signed it, writing the first $1 million check in his life. So I know from my own experience that it is true because I have tested it. Does the secret really work? Yes, it does. I checked, completely done. That's how I spend every day of my life now. It is possible to implement it in every area of your life by applying the knowledge of the mystery and the principle of voluntary attraction. The process of creation is the same in every field, and the field of wealth is no exception. To attract money, focus on wealth. It is not possible to attract money when all you see is a lack of money, because that means all you are thinking is not having money. Your focus is on the lack of money, so you create more unknown situations of not having money. You have to shed light on the abundance of wealth to draw him to you. You need to send a new signal through your thoughts, the thought that you currently have a lot of money. You have to play with your imagination and make believe that you really have a lot of money. And how much fun it is. You'll notice that when you pretend to have a lot of wealth and feel good about money, as you feel good about money, money will begin to flow into your life. Zach's amazing story inspired the secret team to create a blank check for you in this Brasty free, and it's World Bank check. You enter the name, the amount, fill in the details and put it in a conspicuous place so you can see it every day. When you see the effort, you will feel like the money is with you right away. Imagine spending the money, whatever you want to buy or do. Feel how wonderful this feeling is. Know it's yours, because it's yours when you want it. We've heard hundreds of stories of people using this the secret check to bring in tons of money. Attract abundance. Those who don't have enough money block the way to money themselves through their thoughts. Every negative thought, feeling or emotion is blocking your good fortune from coming to you, including wealth. It doesn't mean that the universe has taken them away from you. All the riches you want are in the invisible right now. Not having it means you are blocking the flow of money to you through your thoughts. Change your weight from not having riches to having enough riches feelings. Instead of thinking about scarcity, think about abundance. Only then will the weight on your scales change. When you need money, the feeling is very strong inside you, so of course you will attract more need for money through law of attraction. I can speak from my financial experience, because right before I discovered the secret, my accountant told me that my company had a lot of money this year. Dhaka has suffered losses and it will become a history of losses in the next 3 months. After 10 years of hard work, my company is about to melt my finger off. As more money was needed to save it, things took a turn for the worse. There seemed to be no way. Then I discovered the mystery and everything in my life changed completely, starting with my company, because I changed my way of thinking. As my accountant focused on the lack of money and the amount of money, I focused on abundance and the happiness of everything being good. I knew in my every breath the universe would provide, and it did. I couldn't have imagined the path it took. Doubts came to my mind, but whenever they came I converted them into my desired fruit fantasy. I gave thanks for it, felt joy and believed. I will take you into a mystery of the secret. The shortest path to getting everything you want in life is to be happy and feel happiness right now, in the present. This is the fastest way to bring wealth or whatever you want in life. Focus on spreading that feeling of happiness and joy to the universe. Whenever you do that, you attract back to yourself all that brings happiness and joy into your life. He has not only vast wealth, but everything you want. You must send out exactly the signal you want back. The happy feelings you send out will come back to you as images and experiences in your life. The law of attraction is reflecting your innermost thoughts and feelings into your life. Focus on prosperity. Dr. Joe Vitale. I can imagine many people wondering, how do I attract more money into my life? How do I get more notes? How do I get more wealth and prosperity? I love my job, but how do I pay off my credit card debt with my fixed income? How can I earn more? Wish to keep. It goes back to what we've been saying throughout the mystery. Your job is to simply say what you want from the catalog of the universe. If cash is one of them, say how much you want. I want an extra $25,000 in the next 30 days, or whatever you say happily. But you have to be believable. If you have thought in the past that your job is your only source of income, ditch it immediately. Don't you realize that if you keep thinking like this, you will have similar experiences all your life? Such thinking will not help you. Now you know that there is a lot of wealth for you, and it is not your job to think about how that lot of wealth will come to you. Your job is to ask, accept, believing in doing it and being happy before you get it. Leave all the other details like how it will come to the universe. Bob Proctor. Most people aim to be debt-free. This thought will keep you forever in debt. Attract what you think. You say, I want to get out of debt. I don't know whether to get out or to get in, but thinking about debt will attract debt. Set a debt repayment program, then set your sights on prosperity. When you have a lot of bills piled up and don't know how to pay them, you don't pay attention to them because you attract more bills. You need to find a way that will help you focus on wealth, despite being surrounded by debt. You must find a way to feel good so that you can bring good into life. James Ray. How many times have people told me, I want to double my mine next year? But then you look at their work, you see they are not doing what would make it possible. They will look around and say, I can't do it. Guess what? Your will is my command. If the words, I can't, come out of your lips, you have the power to change it right now. Instead say, I can do it. I can buy that. Say it over and over again. Say it like a parrot. Next time look at something you love and say to yourself, I can afford to buy that for 30 days. When you see your dream car driving by, say, I can afford that, about a nice dress you like, a nice vacation, etc. Say, I can do that. The more you do this, the more you can take yourself out of bad feelings and feel good about money. Start to feel. You will start to believe that you can have them too. The more you do this, the more your life will change. Lisa Nix. If you talk about lack, inadequacy and what you don't have, complain to your family, discuss with friends, tell your children you don't have money, we don't have money to buy that, we can't, then you will never be able to buy or do it, because you start to attract more and more not. If you want abundance, if you want prosperity, focus on abundance and prosperity. The spiritual entity from which visible riches come is never empty. It is always with you in response to your faith and needs. Charles Fillmore, 1854–1948. Now that you know the secret, now if you see a rich person, you will realize that that person thinks strongly about having wealth, not about lack of wealth, and it was the thought that drew wealth to him. They do it consciously and unconsciously. They focused on the idea of wealth, and the universe directed people, environment and events in such a way as to give them wealth. You have the resources they have. The difference between them and you is that they thought of bringing wealth to themselves. Your wealth is waiting in the invisible. Think wealth to make it visible. David Schirmer. When I first realized the secret, I was getting so many bills every day. I thought, how can I change this? The law of attraction says you get what you focus on, so I took a bank statement and put a new sum on it. I put in the exact number I wanted to see in the bank, see like this. So I started to visualize a bunch of checks coming in. Within a month things started to change. Amazing. These days I get a lot of checks in the mail, a few bills, a lot more. Since the release of the secret film, we have received hundreds of letters from people who said that since seeing the film they have received all sorts of unexpected checks in the mail. It happened that they focused their attention on the story of David, which brought change to them. I made a game. I did that which helped to change my feelings. I used to think of a bunch of bills as a bunch of checks. I would jump for joy after opening them and say, "More money for me. Thank you. Thank you." I would take each bill and imagine it was a check and put a zero next to each one to increase it. I'd write, "I got this," across the page in a notebook, then list all the bills and add them up, adding a zero next to them. Next to each number I'd write, "Thank you," and feel grateful to have them, to the point where tears would come to my eyes. Then I would take the small bills one by one and pay them with gratitude. I never opened bills until I could feel them as checks. If I had opened them before I had convinced myself they were checks, my stomach would have burned. I knew this burning feeling in my stomach would get stronger and pull more bills. I know I need to get rid of this feeling. Instead of filling it with a sense of joy, only then can I attract money into my life. My game in front of a pile of bills worked and changed my life. You can create many games and figure out on your own which one will work best for you. When you have a sense of faith, you will get quick results. Laurel Langemier is a financial strategist, speaker, personal and organizational coach. I grew up hearing, "You have to work hard for money." Will be. I replace him saying, "Money very easily. It comes and when it comes." At first it seems like a lie, doesn't it? Part of your brain will say, "Liar, it's really hard work." So for a short time you have to go through this tennis match. If you have thoughts like, "I have to work really hard and struggle to earn money," then get rid of them immediately. The frequency you send out with that thought becomes the picture of your life. Apply Laurel Langemier's advice and replace those thoughts with, "Money comes easily and when it comes." David Skerma. Wealth creation depends on a certain mindset. Depends on how you think. Laurel Langemier. I give 80% importance on the psychology of the individual and his way of thinking while training. I know when people say, "You can, I can't." People have the power to change their relationship and dialogue with wealth. What matters most is what you know now, not what you were taught to believe. You can shift gears in your pursuit of abundance. Success comes from within, not from without. Ralph Waldo Emerson, 1803–1882. You have to feel good about wealth if you want to attract wealth. It's understandable that it's hard to feel good about wealth if you don't have enough money. But those negative thoughts are standing in the way of more wealth coming to you. You have to stop this wheel. You can do that by feeling good about money, and by being grateful for what you have. Start saying and thinking, "I have enough. Wealth is abundant and coming to me, now on the way. I'm a wealth magnet. I love money and money loves me. I'm getting paid every day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you." If you want to get money, give money. Giving is the most powerful way to bring more money into your life, because when you give you are saying, "I have plenty." It must come as no surprise to you that the richest people on the planet are the biggest givers. They have donated a huge amount of money. As they gave, The universe opened its doors through the law of attraction and money came flooding back to them, multiplied. You might think, I don't have enough money to pay. Now you know why you don't have enough money. When you think you have no money to give, start giving. The law of attraction will surely give you more to give as soon as you believe in giving. There is a difference between donation and sacrifice. The gift that overflows from within the heart feels very good. The feeling of abandonment is not good. Don't confuse the two, they're complete opposites. One signals scarcity while the other signals abundance. One feels good and the other doesn't. Surrender to the end engenders anger. Giving wholeheartedly is one of the greatest joys you can do. The law of attraction will pick up on that signal and bring more wealth flooding into your life. You can feel the difference. James Ray. I have seen many people who have earned huge amount of money, but their relationship with people is bad. Can't call it wealth. You can chase money and become rich, but it does not guarantee that you will be wealthy. I am not saying that money is not a part of wealth, of course it is. But only a part. I have also seen many people who are spiritual, but they are often sick or poor. This is not wealth either. Abundance is life all. If you grew up knowing that being rich doesn't make you spiritual, I suggest you read Catherine Ponder's The Millionaires of the Bible series. In this glorious book, you will discover that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses and Jesus were not only prosperity advocates, but also millionaires themselves, and their lifestyles were more prosperous than today's millionaires can even imagine. You are the lord of this empire. Your birthright to prosperity, you hold the key to more abundance, in every area of your life, more than you can possibly imagine. You can have every good thing you want and the universe will give you all the good things, but you have to bring it into your life. Now you know the secret. You have the key. Your thoughts and feelings are your key, and you hold the key throughout your life. Marcy Schimpf. Many people in Western culture struggle for success. They want big houses, business success, they want many external things like that. But in our research we've found that even having these things doesn't guarantee the happiness we really want. We look for these external things thinking that they will bring me happiness, but this is backwards. What you need is inner joy, inner peace. First want is intuition, then gradually external objects will appear. Everything you ask for is from the heart. The outer world is only a world of reactions. It is only a result of thought. Set your thoughts and frequency on happiness. Spread the feeling of happiness and joy within yourself and send it out into the universe with all your might, only then will you experience heaven on earth. Synopsis of the mystery. Focus on wealth to attract money. It is impossible to attract wealth into your life if you focus on lack of money. If you can use your imagination to develop the belief that you already have the amount of money you want, it will be especially helpful. Play wealth games to improve your feelings about money. The better you feel, the more wealth will flow into your life. Feeling happy is the fastest way to attract wealth into your life. Look at anything you like and say to yourself, I can afford that. I can afford that. This is how you can change your thinking and feel better about money. Donate money to bring money into your life. You say, I have plenty, when you are generous with money and love to share with others. Visualize the check coming to you in the mail. Focus on wealth. Think about wealth.